Bold and beautiful isn't known for being subtle, but in this case, they've been a teensy bit keggier than usual. That said, if you've been paying attention, you may have caught the clues about what's coming up next for Hope. If you have, then you'll already have realized that the big surprise ahead is not only going to leave her reeling, but Steffi as well. Hope's been coping fairly well, at least on screen, since Thomas' departure, mostly because she's been distracted by trying to keep her fashion line going and by her father's engagement to a notorious murderer. But there have been indications it's still an issue for her. She told Steffi as much during their conversation the other day, and Steffi, for her part, expressed zero regrets about urging her brother to put space between him and Hope and move on with his life. Hope also told Finn that she's had a rough time of it since Thomas left. And while Finn was sympathetic to her stress level, he made no bones about being happy they were no longer together, as he believes she deserves better. It's interesting that he's so certain Thomas couldn't possibly be reformed, but his homicidal maniac birth mothered him, is fully capable of change in his eyes. But that's another story. You can read it here. So where is all of this going? Well, if you've been watching Hope's scenes, you'll have noticed some incidents that may seem unrelated, but when combined, hint that a big surprise is ahead for Brooke's daughter. When Hope showed up at Deacon's place to ask him to stop going on about Sheila being alive, she was stunned to see that the woman was not 6 feet under, but standing in the middle of her dad's living room. So stunned, in fact, that she fainted. But given that this isn't Hope's typical MO, she faced loads of shocking developments in her life and never once hit the bricks. It caught our attention. In the days following, Hope visited Finn's office at the hospital, where she presented with a persistent headache. It all seemed like a ploy by the writers to give Finn an excuse to touch her, and that was very likely part of the scene's design. But we couldn't help but wonder what else might be behind the migraine. Finn fobbed it off as stress, but again, Hope's been in scads of high-anxiety situations in her bold and beautiful past, and it's never resulted in headaches. So we have two unusual symptoms that Hope's exhibited recently: fainting plus headaches. Is the mathing yet, folks? Luna's pregnancy test may have come back negative, but we're pretty sure if Hope takes one, it's going to come back positive. Yes, we think Hope is expecting Thomas' baby and hasn't even realized it yet. Not only will this revelation leave Hope's head spinning, figuratively and literally, but Steffi will be thrown for a loop as well. After all, she helped orchestrate the Thope split because she believed Hope was using her brother as a sex toy. This will not be welcome news. Safe to say Aunt Steffi won't be leading the charge to plan the baby shower.